Welcome to the Chesterfield Mall here in Chesterfield, Missouri. The mall opened in 1976 as the sister mall to the Jamestown Mall in Florissant, Missouri. The reason I decided to come here on this day, December 9th, 2021, was because Chesterfield isn't going to be here much longer. This mall is currently slated to be partially demolished for a new project called Downtown Chesterfield, where the goal in mind is to create more of an urban, more modern space for future tenants and for the community. And while that sounds like a welcome change, we can, of course, look back into this mall. Right in front of us, you can see the AMC Theater I mentioned, which takes up the third floor of Chesterfield Mall. AMC is the only thing on this floor, and the third floor was especially built just for the AMC. We'll go up there in a minute. Back when nearby Northwest Plaza in St. Anne, Missouri closed in 2010, the Chesterfield Mall became the largest shopping mall in the St. Louis metropolitan area. The mall's original two anchor stores were Sears and Stix Bayer and Fuller. In 1978, a 4-screen cinema opened separate from the mall across from the Dillards, and in 2000 that cinema closed. 5 years later, in 2005, the AMC was built, adding the third floor, as I mentioned. What you see now is the blocked-off Dillard's wing. Dillard's replaced Stix Bayer and Fuller in 1984 until its closure due to a water main break in the store. The store was expected to reopen in 2017, but earlier that next year, the company announced the location would remain closed. And as you can see, you can't access this area. You can downstairs through the outside entrance, just not here. But this mom's house thing seems to be occupying whatever's on the other side. We can go down there, the lower level of the Dillard's wing, through the outside entrance, because LensCrafters is still operational in that area. We will take a look at that very soon. The mall was bought by Hull Property Group in 2018 after a reverse progression of ownership by CBL from 2007, the Westfield Group from 2002, and Richard E. Jacobs Group. The mall was placed in receivership in the third quarter of 2016, pending foreclosure, with management transferred to Madison Marquette, I probably butchered that name, while a new owner was sought. The foreclosure of the mall was finalized in June 2017, making CIII Capital Partners the temporary owner of the mall. I probably screwed up that name too, but you know what, who cares, you get the point. The anchor stores, though, are owned separately, so they weren't affected by this. Now down there, you can see the last anchor store, Macy's, which will get its own tour later on in the video. You can just hear that there is absolutely nothing going on in this mall besides a few mall walkers and some music that's playing. And over there you can see one of the operational businesses, which is the arcade amusement. While the gate's down, it is open. When I was passing through, they were just out for lunch. But it looks like a pretty neat place. Every mall needs an arcade. But then next door you can see there's museums, and then there's a few like art galleries and stuff that we're going to pass through later on. And it's interesting that they're doing this. I guess these tenants are getting very, very, very cheap rent, because they're probably just going to get kicked out very soon anyway because of the upcoming project. That shop to the right, the I Got the Shot shirts, interesting. The walking company, which is all ever people do in this mall now. But now we're heading to another wing, the Sears wing. As mentioned before, Sears was one of the mall's original anchors. But on May 31st, 2018, it was announced that Sears would be closing the Chesterfield Mall location. And the store closed September 2nd, 2018, leaving Macy's as the last remaining anchor store. Not long after that, the AMC Cinema was downgraded to an AMC Classic. And as you see, the Sears wing is also blocked off from the public. But you know, it feels weird. I was actually at that Sears store on its final day. I did a live stream and a video for it. Feels just like yesterday. Now that flickering light there on that store next to the drywall, that was one of the very, very minimal maintenance issues I've noticed at this mall. Because while it's dead, they're definitely keeping up with it, it seems. You know, cleaning the floors and everything. There was no dirty sections that I saw. Everything seemed to be very well put together, honestly, which is pretty surprising when you are dealing with a place that not many people care about anymore. It's just kind of odd they have those signs above that point. It's like, oh, this way is Sears and this way is Dillard's. But then you go and it's like, oh, crap, can't go there. Now, this former restaurant caught my attention. This used to be a St. Louis bread company, or Panera, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. I'm pretty sure it was something else after Bread Co., but it didn't last very long. And it's pretty dark in there, so we're going to use night mode. You can see on that it says dumplings. I guess that was the most recent restaurant in there. Pretty cool they had a little patio out here though. Never seen something like that before. Definitely unique. Then there's another part of the Bread Co. I guess that's where you could order. But then, I'm sure there's something you've noticed on the lower floor here. Those green squares. Well, in early 2021, I assume to increase traffic, or at least try to, at the mall, they added pickleball courts to the center court. Weird, I know. But now we're heading back from where we started, which is towards AMC. But before we go downstairs, as promised, we're going to go up to the AMC, which acts as the third floor, even though it is the only thing up there. AMC can only be accessed this way from what I've noticed. So if the mall closes, AMC may not have a way to operate. But you may notice something. Where is everybody? I googled this place after filming because I was actually interested in seeing that Clifford movie that just came out. And it seems they're only doing 7 p.m. shows. Like, why bother? I came here at noon. I'm surprised they would even bother doing this. In 2020, the Steinberg Group announced plans to spend nearly $1 billion on overhauling the mall to be used as a mixed-use development with condos, apartments, offices, and retail, aka downtown Chesterfield. In 2021, demolition began on parts of the mall to make way for the new development. And their plan is to make the downtown setting similar to the streets of St. Charles and others. And we're going to take the elevator down to the bottom floor, which is where the food court used to be. And this was probably the scariest elevator ride ever. It was making a bunch of weird noises and stuff, and I was a little terrified I was going to get stuck in here. What's worse is if I did get stuck in there, I bet you that emergency button doesn't work. And then also, T-Mobile sucks indoors, so I probably couldn't call for help. But now we are at the food court, with no restaurants. As you can see, there is a free Wi-Fi sign, which I actually do not know if that still works. I didn't try it. Over there is V-Stock, which used to be a former Borders. We will take its own separate tour of that later on. But you can see right there, Panda Express. That was the last restaurant, I believe, in this area. I do not remember what that one was. And then there's a couple more here. But all the tables, all the chairs are still there. And no one's sitting in them. And over here was actually kind of interesting. Like, this is the hall where the restrooms are and stuff, and also the security office, which I happened to stumble upon. But there's this whole wall of, like, handprints and stuff, which was pretty cool, honestly. And then, kind of scattered throughout, there were a few, like, old photos, like, taken at the mall. Back when it had a carousel and stuff, before the pickleball courts came in. Yeah, but down this hall is where I guess the security office was, and I didn't expect it to be here, but kind of interesting that I found it. Nobody was in there, of course. Now this artwork is pretty cool, and you can see that the high school, I guess, are the ones that, like, put it there. And it is very nice, gotta say. But I think it's just masking another former restaurant. You can see right there, I believe that was Great Wraps, because it does say Great Wraps. Could you tell? Great Wraps. And then next to that was Charlie's Philly cheesesteak, I believe. Which, pretty good, pretty good. The next one here, do not remember. I couldn't see any clues. Usually there's like a few clues and stuff kind of hidden in there, but I did not see any. But then the last one there is Subway. And the whole reason I could tell was because it said Subway Catering right there. And then also advertised the nearest Subway. I'll shut up for a second so you can hear what an empty food court with pickleball players really sounds like. It's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As you can see, there's just nothing going on. There's a cool skylight design there, and there's the pickleball courts, which not many people seem to be occupying right now. And that little restaurant there, I believe, was a Dairy Queen, according to a couple people. But now we're at the lower Dillard's wing. Don't worry, we'll be going right behind those doors in just a second. What you'll notice is all the mainstay like mall stores are mostly gone. Only LensCrafters is open behind that drywall, and it's not very obvious due to the blocked wing. They could have at least put a sign there that says LensCrafters is open, and maybe not even blocked off that wing, but, you know, hey, I guess they want to mask Dillard's. And while some of the spaces look filled in, many are just offices, private organizations, or just used for storage. Probably just to make it look better than it actually is. Like you can kind of see in the Journeys store next to us, there's just equipment. And then down towards the lower Macy's wing, the only anchor, there's only one store that looks open. But yet, like I said, it's just a private organization. The gate's down, you can't really go there. But then some of the places still have their signs up, even though they've been gone for several years. Some of them keep their lights on so that it looks fuller. They're trying about every trick in the book to make it look like they're doing better than they are. There were some people in the mall. Only about 5. But most of them were mall walkers. One of them was a UPS delivery guy who was just, I guess, taking a break or something. And then the other 4 were just old mall walkers. OMG, there's one of them now. What's kind of hilarious is I was still being harassed to wear a mask right when I walked in. There was someone there that was, I guess, at Cheesecake Factory. He's like, oh, put your mask on, it's required. And I'm thinking, there's no one in this mall. I don't think I need to do that. But whatever. Here you can see the lower Sears wing, which obviously is blocked off. noticing a theme here. But next to it I noticed was Hot Topic, and you can definitely tell it was Hot Topic because of the architecture in it. But I seized the opportunity, because it's dark in there, night mode. But also, there's a window to get a little sneak peek into the Sears wing, which I guess they didn't realize. Peeking into this little former store, you can see a good chunk of the lower Sears wing, and even a bit of the upper floor too. Sears is being occupied, kinda. There's a skate shop in there, in like the Craftsman area and the auto center. But that's about it. They're only taking like 10% of the store, if that. And you can see the drywall is hiding something else. What used to be a Bath and Body Works, and they actually covered that part up. I'm kind of surprised Bath and Body Works didn't stay longer. They're like the dead mall mainstay. If there's a dead mall, it's usually Bath and Body Works or GNC. They're usually the last ones to go. But Bath and Body Works hasn't been here for a good number of years now, which is very surprising, honestly. Then you saw there's like some soccer place that's just an office for the looks of it. There's another office by the Sears wing. And the Only Life is right there. Some old people playing pickleball, which I tried not to get them on camera, just for privacy. But that little purple circle, that used to be Justice. And coming up here is a mystery store with the brick. I couldn't tell what it was, even though it says Spencer's. Could you guess what it was? I'm thinking it was a Spencer's. That one's actually pretty nice, so I don't think I have to use night mode. That's actually a pretty decently sized Spencer store too. But now, this mall tour isn't the only thing in this video. I wanted to document everything I could for this place. So up next on my adventure is the V-Stock, the former Borders. we'll get to the main entrance over there in a second. I wanted to mention that while this entrance for Chesterfield Mall is like completely blocked off, you can literally enter through that door because Lens Crafters is like the only thing in that whole wing that is open. So like it's like all over the door. It's like Lens Crafters customers only, and I walked in there to take some photos and nobody said anything. So it's only the Sears wing that we couldn't really get access to. I'm interested in this area. Wow, gosh, I tripped on a pine cone. Yeah, nothing. I was thinking that might have been a secret entrance, you know. When I came here originally to film Chesterfield Mall, it was kind of interesting because it was clear that they like took all the fixtures and moved them upstairs, like to this level. And I don't know if it was 3-story or not. I actually do not remember. But I'll probably have my research in because obviously doing history segments. But here is the main second floor entrance that's right by Macy's and all that, which Macy's is still open. Now I don't think this entrance is visible. Yeah, it looks like they have the gate down. But they don't even have the signs saying temporarily closed anymore. They're on the inside though. The hours really screwed up. But as you can see, there is gate, so no bueno on that one. But like I said, keep watching. You'll see what was in there. Took some night mode shots, and it is clear that they were doing something, so maybe they finally got around to fixing whatever was wrong. When there's an officer in the lot. That's fun. Right, there is the loading bays. You know, it's actually funny, on that compactor still says Dillard's on it. See that? Interesting. And I think over here there was like a little mini parking garage type thing. It actually does say no trespassing on the concrete, so I'm not going to enter there just, well, because there's an officer here too. You can see the temporarily closed sign. They literally spray painted it. Yeah, they ain't coming back. But you know, I don't blame them. I mean, the place has got power. You can see in the parking garage there's like lights on. But there was clearly like no lights in or on inside the building at all. There's another parking garage entrance. It still says no trespassing, and someone else spray painted a lot of dirty stuff over that. Yeah, you can just see that it's kind of a little bit of a disaster area. There's trash everywhere in there. There's still a sign up, painted nice and strong. There's an office chair. Who would want to get rid of that? Looks comfy. Sneeze cam. Here's a look at the upper entrance. One of the L's on the sign is starting to yellow, which I'll get up a closer look at that here. Here's the sign. Definitely becoming yellowed. Dillard's. Cool. I almost wanted to just like come up this way, but you know, I don't feel like dying today because it's steep. There's trash and probably animals maybe too. Here's the upper entrance. Oh, there's actually a different sign up here. A couple of them. Water damage. And building permit, repair, estimated cost $15,000. that they gotta fix, I guess. Shoot, dude. I don't know, there's a bunch of theories going around whether or not that the water main break is real. They're saying how it was intentionally done to get out because they wanted to close. And, you know, I mean, I don't know which side I land on, honestly, but I wouldn't be surprised if they faked it. Now, we've seen a lot of this mall today. The reason I wanted to make this long video about it is because this upcoming summer it's not going to be here. The new downtown Chesterfield project is closer than ever before, and what we know of this mall now may not be here very long. But I'll never forget coming to this place over the years, and I hope the downtown Chesterfield setting will bring even more memories to those who enjoy it. Much better than any dead mall could.
I was ready for a settle down, but things kept changing till I had to meet myself. Let's go to town. I never could imagine to find you, so we can go together into places no one ever knew. I don't know if you are ready to see what's waiting there for us. We're going above and beyond. I will always be at your side. I am ready to take off with you to places that we can explore together. It's just me and you. You'll see abandoned malls and stores, but you don't have to worry, cause I'm GRM Adventures, babe. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry, cause I'm GRM Adventures, babe. Oh yeah, no, you don't have to worry, cause I'm GRM Adventures, babe.